You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Dr. Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, Dr. Alok Trivedi, the Black Diamond Club, Element Mattresses, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, MedZone, Vantage Point Marketing, Movable University, the Universal Tractioning System, Imaging Services, and Zingit Solutions. Let's hustle. Hey guys, Jim Chester here. Pete Goldman over there. Yeah, I got the right direction this time. I'm coming in from Grand Valley, Grand Junction, which is the Grand Valley on the western slope of Colorado, which I like to say where no one lives. And Dr. Pete is coming in from San Francisco, and his web address, I'm going to flash it up there on the screen for you real quick. And it is sfgoldman.com, and he is with the Zone Technique, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. It looks like he might be a little frozen right now, so I'm just going to keep on carrying on without him. Dr. Pete came on as a sponsor of the Chiro Hustle podcast recently, and I think it's going to be an amazing sponsorship because what he's doing with his technique is really unsubluxating people. And I guess we could say the most subluxated of the subluxated are coming to him because honestly, they don't know where to go and who can help them. So I'm going to try to refresh this page real quick while he is on it and see if we can't get this to work better. I lost you there for a minute, Doc.
You see me? Hear me?
I lost you there for a minute. Now we're back.
Okay.
So
good. We'll stay back.
I
heard everything.
Okay, we didn't lose anybody though, but I was pretty on point there, saying that you're unsubluxating some of the most subluxated people, and let's just talk a little bit about how you got to where you are today.
Okay. All right. Well, again, I'm in San Francisco, California at the moment. My name is Dr. Pete Goldman. I'll give you a quick mini bio. So I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and I come from a family, got my New York Ranger jersey. I come from a family that's was very naturally oriented as far as physical healing went. So we didn't really even go to an MD. Our doctor was basically a chiropractor. And when most people think of chiropractic these days, the public at least, they think of like neck pain and back pain. That's about it. And, unfortunately at the moment, but hopefully guys like you could change that, or guys like me and you and other people can change that. Even the chiropractors these days, when I hear them talk about things like, hey, I'm a nervous system doctor, they talk about subluxation, they talk about innate, they talk about the safety pin cycle, they talk about straight chiropractic. And I love that. And I love their enthusiasm, and I love their sincerity. And of course, there's exceptions to what I'm saying, but 99 out of 100 chiropractors, if you walk in their office, 99% of the people in there are there for neck and back pain. And, there's exceptions. People have, pediatric practices and, and all kinds of things like that. They might do very niche techniques, which attract different kind of situations. But if you look at D.D. Palmer's book, The Chiropractor's Adjuster, which he wrote in 1910, 15 years after he established chiropractic, if you look at his book, I mean, that book's about 1,000 pages. Very little of it is about neck and back pain. The book is about helping people with their organs, helping people with their immune system, helping people with pretty much any condition outside of them needing emergency medicine where they're bleeding and need stitches or something like that. So the chiropractor I went to was that kind of dude. And I just thought that's what chiropractic was, because as you know, when you're exposed to something, you just figure, when you're a kid and you're exposed to something, you just figure that's how it is. So I didn't even know about other types of chiropractic that was, just heavily musculoskeletally based. I mean, of course, if someone had neck or back pain, this guy could help them in a moment, but people were coming to this guy for everything. So anyway, I went to this guy growing up, and by the time I was like 16, 17 years old, I just figured, man, chiropractic could fix anything. I was pretty healthy, but I was pretty athletic and I was banged up. I would go to him to put that together. Anyway, so when I first went to college, I was actually an economics major. I didn't think I'd be a chiropractor. But after I graduated college, I went back to New York City. I worked for 4 years in the business world. And then I decided, you know what, I want to be a chiropractor. So when I got to chiropractic school, I was surprised at what they were teaching. And even though they talked a good game, we'd have DE doctors talking about, innate and all these things. But when you heard about these so-called chiropractic miracle cases, they were really few and far between, because you walk into any of their waiting rooms, even these big DE doctors, you walk into any of their waiting rooms and 99% of the people there are there for neck and back pain. So I was a little, I wasn't expecting that. So I called my chiropractor, who I, grew up going to, and this guy was a freaking legend in New York City, practicing for like 50 years. I said, "Hey, what's up with this?" I said, what's up with this profession? I'm at Life East, this supposedly principled school. And even though people are talking a good game, I mean, you walk in their offices, it's all neck and back pain. He's like, look, I learned from this guy, Dr. Thurman Fleet, who is a spectacular chiropractor in San Antonio, Texas, in the 30s, 40s, 50s, et cetera, et cetera. And he goes, there's actually a chiropractor in Georgia. He's not associated with the school, but he's in Georgia. Give him a call. He learned from Dr. Fleet. So I call this guy. And I had heard about this guy a little bit. I mean, this guy was helping people with like epilepsy and diabetes and all this kind of stuff. So I call him up, and his wife said, he's kind of semi-retired. He's almost 80 years old, but he works out of the house. Why don't you drive out this Sunday? So I drive out on Sunday, and I see this, to me, looked like a little old man, with a Southern accent. I wasn't used to that, being from New York. So I was talking to him, and he said to me, hey, do you want to understand the secret behind all healing? Do you want to understand why healing? Are we back, Jim? Are we back?
We're back.
Okay, cool. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so I go out to this guy, and he's talking to me, and he gives me a great adjustment. And I'm pretty amazed by what happened. I remember thinking, man, this was a cool way to start my 4 years at school with this great experience. I'll probably never see this guy again. And as I was leaving his house/office, he kind of patted me on the back. He's like, hey, come back next Sunday. So I basically went there every Sunday for pretty much my 4 years there. And I would spend, 3, 4, 5 hours with him at a time, just one-on-one, learning from him. Now, here's the cool part. So here I am, a student, but I'm learning this high-level healing knowledge. And here I am, a student. Now, check this out. Half the faculty was getting adjusted by me. You never hear about students adjusting doctors. I mean, you just don't. Maybe the student needs credit in outpatient clinics, so a doctor they're friends with will come for an adjustment. But I'm talking the most prominent doctors, teachers, chiropractors at Life East from when I was there, which was 93 to 97. Half of them were my patients, knocking on my door 11 p.m. for adjustments, because I knew this stuff, which was not taught in school, because Dr. Fleet's stuff was not taught in school, and it's still not. But anyway, so that was my experience as a student. I had people coming to me when I was a student with things. I mean, my practice as a student in the outpatient clinic was only 10% neck and back pain. I developed this reputation even in the Atlanta area at the time, where even as a student, people were coming to me for their circulation, for their glands, for their organs, etc. And of course, if they had neck and back pain, no problem. So anyway, these days, and I'll kind of go back a little bit to what the zone technique is all about. These days, I can tell you that people fly in to see me on a regular basis. I have people flying in to see me from Japan, Hawaii, New York, Chicago, Europe. And these people are not like saying like, hey, Pete, I'm going to be in San Francisco. I want to check you out. I'm talking about people who have no reason to be in San Francisco whatsoever, but they have a physical problem. They have a physical disease. They've tried other chiropractors. They've tried acupuncturists. They've tried homeopaths. They've tried medical doctors, and they're still sick. And they hear about what I'm doing. They fly in to see me. I'll see them 7 days in a row, send them back wherever they're going, most likely healed. In fact, I have a huge contingent from Malaysia who have donated that or whatever. Not to mention, I've had people coming into me. Check this out for a chief complaint. Can you imagine being a chiropractor? You sit down with a new patient. You're like, hey, what are you here for? They tell you, hey, I'm supposed to get a liver transplant, and I don't want to get a liver transplant. Can you help my liver? I mean, that's the kind of stuff I do. People come in for that. And, we work on them, balance their liver, and, they don't need a liver transplant. If some of this sounds like some of the chiropractors, it sounds too far-fetched, well, A, come visit me, check it out. But B, read D.D. Palmer's book. This is what chiropractic is. If someone says, Pete, are you revolutionizing chiropractic? Are you changing chiropractic? No, I'm doing chiropractic. And to all the, if you're a chiropractor out there and all you do is neck and back pain, I actually have no problem with that. That's cool. if that's what you say that you do, I actually respect you for doing what you say. But to the large group of chiropractors out there who are saying things like, I'm a nervous system doctor, subluxation kills, I'll help you guys. Because listen, if your office is the way you want it, hey, just tune out right now. But if you're someone talking about being a nervous system doctor, but you show up at your office and 99% of your patients are there for neck and back pain, then I can help you. Because 80% of my patients don't come for neck and back pain. I mean, here's a typical thing. Like I had a girl came in a few days ago with a chief complaint, 16-year-old girl vomiting 30 times a day, every day. 16-year-old girl vomiting 30 times a day, every day. Tried medical doctors, chiropractic, acupuncture, homeopathy, naturopaths, nothing did anything. I've adjusted her 4 times. She's down to vomiting 3 times a day, and she'll be a 0. Like I said, if someone walks in your office and they want to, they're supposed to get a liver transplant, that's their chief complaint, and they want you to help them balance their liver. If you're ready for that, tune off right now. But if you're not ready for that, then I'll teach you how to do that.
So I guess a segue question for me then is, you said throw anything at you, you'd be ready for it. What is the protocol and why does it work so effectively?
There's 2 things. There's many, many techniques of chiropractic. The technique I use is called the zone technique. Before I explain the zone technique, I'll tell you that if you think your technique, whether it's CBP, Gonstead network, upper cervical, whatever, if you think your technique, AK, SOT, if you think your technique is doing the healing, you don't understand how healing works. I'll just pause there for a reason. You can digest that. We're back, right? We're back. Yeah. We're back. I do teach at my school. Again, if you go to zonetechnique.com, that's my online school. I do teach a technique. It's called the zone technique. It is, to me, my favorite technique in chiropractic. But the technique don't mean nothing. The technique don't mean nothing. What I teach in my school are the principles of healing. I teach the principles of healing. If you understand the principles of healing, as taught by D.D. Palmer, for the most part, by the way.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Dr. Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, Dr. Alok Trivedi, the Black Diamond Club, Element Mattresses, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, MedZone, Vantage Point Marketing, Movo University, the Universal Tractioning System, Imaging Services, and Zingit Solutions. Let's hustle.
If you understand the real principles of healing, you can use any technique you want and get amazing results. Now, by the way, just a real quick thing. I don't want to dwell on this. This is not a commercial for my school. I'll just say this real quick. My online school has a 100% money back guarantee, period. Which means if you take my class, you'll either love it and it will change your life and your patient's life, or you don't like it and you get your money back. And we don't mess around with a money back guarantee. We don't say, oh, we'll send it to you in 2 weeks, or we'll send it to you minus the credit card fee. No. If you want your money back, whatever you pay, we will send you back that exact amount immediately. And I think I've given about 3 refunds, and I didn't ask any questions. 3 people wanted a refund. Good, here's your money. See you later. So that's not a commercial for my school. I'm just telling you that's the confidence with which I'm operating from. Now, the zone technique itself, there's some points in the back of the head on the superior nuchal line. Don't confuse it with SOT. I know there's suboccipital fibers in SOT. SOT has 21 points. We have 6 points. And the SOT points tell a whole different story. Nothing against SOT, it's great. But I feel the back of the head. The points in the back of the head relate to 6 different brain centers that control the glandular, eliminative, nerve, digestive, muscular, and circulatory systems. So again, glandular, eliminative, nerve, digestive, muscular, and circulatory system. Once I know what's happening in those 6 brain centers, the brain is like the positive pole of the body. The spinal cord is like the negative pole. There's certain points in the negative pole to stimulate, which sends energy up, resets the positive pole. The brain can send the right signals to the cells in the body, and the body can heal. Now, by the way, most chiropractic techniques are intersegmental bone moving techniques, like a Gonstead, where I'm kind of pushing this bone in place, taking pressure off a nerve, etc. I'm not doing that. This is a spinal cord stimulation technique to heal the brain. But again, as great as the zone technique is, and I love it, love it, love it, the zone technique itself is this much of my class. The class is this much. The zone technique is this much. The class is this much, teaching the principles of healing. Now, by the way, when I say the principles of healing, I'll just give you a little taste of it. If your patient has ideas in their subconscious, concepts lodged in their subconscious that in relation to health and disease that are manifesting in their body, if you don't know how to deal with that aspect, then you're just going to get limited results. Now, some people say, no, I don't know any of this stuff. I get great results. Okay, well, good. See you later. You're great. You don't need me. Or if you're like, I got a few miracle cases, but let me tell you something. I recently saw an interview. I watched this interview, and I told Jim about this before. I watched this interview from actually a friend of mine who's a very prominent chiropractor who I like, and he interviewed two very prominent chiropractors. And both of the prominent chiropractors were practicing 30 years each. You have 60 years of experience. And the theme of the talk was chiropractic is for more than neck and back pain. In fact, let me just pause from this. I'll get back to the story in a second. When I was a student, Michael Kale of the Kale Technique, who was a knee chest guy, BJ Palmer guy, who I respect a lot, he came on stage to speak to us, and he had a paper in his hand. He goes, look at this. The New England Journal of Medicine has said, a prominent medical journal has said that chiropractic is very effective to fix neck and back pain. You know what he did? He goes, let me rip this shit up. And he threw it out. And he goes, I don't give a shit about neck and back pain. Of course we can help neck and back pain. I don't need some medical journal to tell me that. Chiropractic is way more than that. And I said, this guy knows what he's talking about. But anyway, back to these guys. So these two guys, 60 years of experience, they're having a show. The theme of the show, chiropractic is for more than neck and back pain. And the host said, tell us some stories. And one guy said, I don't want to say what they said because then someone might have seen the interview. I don't want to, insult anyone. But the point is, they both came up with like, oh, I knew chiropractic was for more than neck pain when this happened. They told a pretty good story, and the other guy did the similar. And I'm thinking like, man, 60 years of experience, and that's the best you can do. Basically, what they were implying, yeah, 99% of my patients do come for neck and back pain, but I had a couple cool things. Come to my office, visit my office, go to my waiting room, see what people are there for. 20% of my people are coming from neck and back pain, and they fly in for that too because I'm good at disc stuff. But 80% of people are coming to help their blood sugar, their
trying to get Pete back in here with me. He seems
I'm back.
Connection is. I'm back. Oh, he's back. He's back.
I don't know what's up with that, but anyway. so watching this interview with these guys, I was it just made me think, man, these chiropractors, they seem like such nice guys. They're so sincere, and they talk about being nervous system doctors and subluxation kills and everything. But hey, look what's in their office. But I can help them. I can help them realize their dream of having an office that's real, authentic chiropractic.
Yeah, I guess the big segue here for us then is there's so many docs out there that are going to watch this that are practicing that they're going to say, wow, this guy, he says he can do this, 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 and this. What if they have a case? Honestly, they have a case and they're having a real tough time with it and they really want to get results. What are your recommendations to them?
Well, a couple of things. So number one is, in the meantime, listen, I have more than enough patients. I'm just telling you, in the meantime, if someone, really sincerely has a person that they can't help, they really want to help, send them to me. Let them fly to San Francisco. I'm more than confident that I'll help them. But that's in the meantime. But with that said, again, take my class. Go to zonetechnique.com. Take my class. If after 6 weeks of my class, you're like, this isn't what I thought. This guy was talking a lot of stuff, but money back. But I bet you take my class, you're like, man, where's this been all my life? In fact, so many of the people in my class have said like, man, I wasted 25 years doing whatever, going from technique to technique, seminar to seminar. Where's this been? I've heard that again and again and again. Even chiropractors have said, man, I was ready to hang it up after 20 years. Now I want to practice for 20 more years. And I have some chiropractors who are super successful, already super successful, who come in my class and their results quadruple. And quite frankly, I didn't even think I was going to say this, but I'll say it. If there's really a sincere chiropractor out there who's struggling, I don't even care if you take my class. Give me a call. I'll help you out for free. I'm not a consultant that's going to charge you for my time on the phone, but I'll help you. My office number is 415-793-8030, 415-793-8030. My office number, call me up. I'll help you.
Yeah, Pete, you're just like me, dude. Like I've talked to so many people off the clock and people are just asking me like strategies to get positioned better with their own life. I mean, I can't tell you how many chiropractors I talk to on a weekly basis that I don't get paid to do like any type of communication for, but I just take counsel with them and I say, hey, do three things. These are three things I want you to focus on. Don't do anything else other than what you have to do to motivate yourself with life. And then do these three things and then check back with me.
I love it. And by the way, I want to say, and I've said this before, to me, there's three kinds of chiropractors, and I've kind of alluded to it already here, but I'll say it again. The first kind of chiropractor, they probably went to school in Illinois where I think they don't even teach about innate, and they're just neck and back pain and they're proud of it. They want nothing to do with anything besides neck and back pain. And I actually respect those guys. Like, at least they say what they're doing. I mean, I don't do that, but I respect it. And, they're not for me and I'm not for them. And, they're not going to be in my school, but I wish them the best sincerely. And they're helping people with neck and back pain. The second kind of people are people who do what I do and my students in my school. And the third kind of people are the huge group who go to DE, they talk about innate, they say subluxation kill, they talk about the safety pin cycle, they say I'm a nervous system doctor, but unfortunately, with few exceptions, and if you're that exception, good for you, that's awesome. But with few exceptions, we walk in their office, everyone's there for neck and back pain, and of course, you practice long enough, you're going to get a few so-called miracle cases, or if you tell the chiropractic story, someone might say, yeah, since I've been getting adjusted, my immune system's stronger, or my headaches went away. I know that happens here and there. That's good. But that third group of people, the ones who are like all about, straight chiropractic and DE and that kind of stuff and things like that, and the nervous system and this and that. But man, they know what happens in their office. I'll help you guys. I'll help you guys build a reputation in your city or town where people are going to know, hey, they just went to the medical doctor. They took a blood test. Their liver levels are off. They need help. They're going to call you first. A woman can't get pregnant. She's tried everything. They're going to come to you first so you can balance their body so they can get pregnant. Someone has irregular heartbeat. One of my best things that I all the time, people with irregular heartbeats of all kinds, they come and they get adjusted for a month. Their heartbeats normally. I've had MDs call me up just bewildered. I've had MD because these people come in, they have these, significant conditions.
So Pete's talking to us about these bewildered MDs that get their patients in there.
We're back.
Yes.
All right.
So
I don't know what the hell's wrong with this thing. Yeah. It's cool. It's okay. So anyway, bottom line is, I said, a lot of bewildered MDs calling me, but you know what? A lot of my patients are MDs. I have MDs coming to me, osteopaths coming to me. I have a huge amount of chiropractors coming to me who are my patients. And I know we got to sign off because I actually have a couple minutes. Mm-hmm. I have to do one of my webinars for my school, and I know you got a lot of stuff to do. But I want to say Jim Chester is freaking awesome. Love this guy. He's a sincere soul. He wants to help people. Of course, he does help people, but he's got the right intention. He's easy to work with. I don't sponsor anyone because, listen, I don't need to advertise. I've never advertised. Listen, I'm all cash. I don't take insurance. I've never taken insurance. I don't advertise at all. I'm 100% referral. But Jim said to me, hey, you want a sponsor? I don't need to sponsor him, man. I don't need a sponsor him. It doesn't do me any good. But I did sponsor him because I like him. I like what he's doing. I donated to his movie. This guy's great.
Thank you, man. Well, I appreciate your time today. I can't wait to jump on with you again. I got the website here for everybody that's interested in jumping in and checking you out further. We'll put that website there, sfgoldman.com. Zone Technique is where you can find them, too.com. Pete, man, I appreciate you spending some time with me today and sharing the big idea behind the Zone Technique and why you're actually getting results with people, whereas everybody else is intersegmental, moving the segment, where you're actually finding the root cause by checking out where the brain pattern is from the occiput, which I think you're saying. You find out where the occiput is, and then you find out the zone on top of the noggin, and then you see how the brain and the body's connecting, and then you retransmit that information by taking out the subluxation.
Excellent. I want to just add this before we sign off, that the body is a reflection of something above and beyond it. You can call it the mind, the soul, the emotions, and what I teach addresses that. So D.D. Palmer himself said, chiropractic is about coordinating the body, mind, soul, physical, mental, spiritual. A lot of chiropractors have no idea about that. They use the word holistic, but they don't really even know what it means. So if you want to really be a holistic healer, I'll teach you that too. Later, guys.
Cool. All right. See you, man. Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.